Many people walk past pennies without a second glance, but what if one of those tiny copper coins could change your life forever? The history of the 1 penny coin dates back centuries, evolving in design, metal, and value, yet hiding in that simplicity lies a story of rarity that stuns collectors and historians alike. One of the most captivating eras for rare pennies was the early 20th century, when minting errors, limited runs, and wartime metals combined to create some of the rarest 1-cent pieces ever made. Among these, the 1909 SVDB penny stands out. Minted in San Francisco with the designer's initials, it stirred controversy and was pulled quickly, making it extremely scarce. Another astonishing example is the 1943 copper penny. That year, due to the demands of World War II, pennies were supposed to be made from zinc-coated steel. But a few copper blanks from the previous year accidentally made their way into the presses. Only a handful have ever been found, and they command incredible prices when they surface. Collectors obsess over such anomalies, and even slight imperfections can turn an ordinary penny into a legendary find. Double dies, off-center strikes, or transitional errors from one metal to another can make all the difference. A 1955 double-die penny, with its dramatic shadowed lettering, is among the most prized in the numismatic world. The British 1 penny has its own fascinating lineage. The 1933 British penny, for example, was never officially released into circulation. Only a few were minted as ceremonial pieces, including one placed under the foundation stone of a church. These coins are now considered national treasures and are almost never sold. In 1997, the modern penny era seemed dull to most, yet even coins from this time can surprise collectors. A few experimental strikes or minting errors in later years have quietly entered circulation. Most people wouldn't notice the tiny variations, a shifted date, a missing letter, but trained eyes know their true worth. Some rare pennies have become symbols of economic and cultural moments. The 1922 plain penny is a perfect example, struck in Denver with no visible mint mark, due to a damaged die. What should have been a routine coin became one of the most collected anomalies in U.S. coinage history. Provenance also plays a role in driving value. If a rare penny once belonged to a famous figure or was part of a historic hoard, it can elevate its importance. A penny dug up from a battlefield, or discovered in an old mint bag untouched for decades, may carry a mystique no ordinary specimen could replicate. Condition matters greatly. A rare penny in poor shape might fetch hundreds, but in pristine, uncirculated condition, that same coin can be worth thousands, or much more. Grading services assign numerical values to coins, and even a single point higher on the scale can exponentially boost its value in auctions. In the most extreme cases, rare pennies have sold for millions of dollars. The 1943 bronze Lincoln penny has fetched over $1.7 million at auction, while another 1909 SVDB in pristine grade went for over $2 million. These aren't just lucky finds, they're masterpieces of minting history, hiding in plain sight. Even more surprising is how many of these coins were found by everyday people, in old jars, pocket change, or estate collections. What seems like a regular penny can be a doorway to a fortune, if you know what to look for. That's what makes this hobby not only rewarding, but thrilling. As technology advances and physical currency becomes rarer in daily life, these historical coins only grow in significance. They aren't just pieces of metal, they are frozen moments in time, stories, mistakes, experiments, and symbols of change. The next time you pick up a penny, it might be more than just a cent, it might be a chapter of history in your hand. In the world of coin collecting, even the smallest denomination can hold incredible value. The 1 penny coin, often dismissed as pocket change, has a history full of surprises. Some versions of the humble penny have become legendary due to their rarity, minting errors, or limited releases. These coins may look ordinary at first glance, but collectors know the signs to watch for, tiny details that turn a coin into a fortune. One such treasure is the 1933 British penny, a coin shrouded in mystery. Only a few were ever struck, not for circulation but for ceremonial purposes. Because of this, fewer than 7 examples are known to exist today. It's a ghost coin of sorts, most people will never see one in their lifetime. When they do surface, they ignite bidding wars among elite collectors and museums, all hoping to capture a piece of history that was never meant for the public. Across the Atlantic, the American 1943 copper penny holds equal intrigue. Most pennies from that year were made of steel due to wartime shortages, but a few copper blanks accidentally made it into production. Today, these rare 1943 copper pennies are among the most hunted coins in the United States. Their presence in a collection can elevate a modest portfolio to legendary status. Other pennies hold value due to minting quirks. The 1955 double-die penny is famous for its misaligned lettering, particularly in the word "liberty" and the date. This error created a ghostly double image that fascinated collectors. Only a limited number were released before the mistake was caught, turning an error into a collector's prize. To this day, these coins fetch high prices depending on their condition. A more modern rarity is the 1982 small date copper penny. In that year, the U.S. Mint transitioned from copper to zinc, creating a mix of coins with different compositions and slight design changes. The small date copper version is incredibly rare, and verifying its authenticity requires both weight measurement and expert examination. Its quiet fame among collectors has steadily grown, making it a sleeper hit in numismatic circles. The 1973 new pence coin from the UK also commands attention. Intended for official sets only, some slipped into circulation, creating instant intrigue. Unlike mass-produced pennies, their limited number and unusual release circumstances make them highly desirable. A seemingly common coin from this year could, under the right conditions, become a financial windfall. Some pennies are valuable due to their connection with historical events. The 1909 SVDB penny, for example, marks the debut of the Lincoln cent with the designer's initials prominently displayed. Its rarity is enhanced by its short production window and the controversy over those initials. Collectors appreciate it not just for scarcity, but also for the story it tells about changing attitudes and public opinion. Die alignment errors, off-center strikes, and clipped planchets can turn even modern pennies into rarities. While these mistakes are often subtle, experienced collectors recognize their value instantly. Some of these error coins, especially when in mint state, are valued far beyond their original denomination. A single flaw from the mint can mean thousands of dollars added to a penny's worth. The 1988 transitional error penny is another example where fine details create massive value. In this case, differences in design between the obverse and reverse dies resulted in a coin with mismatched features. It's a favorite among error coin collectors and can bring in impressive sums at auction, depending on condition and grade. Now, for the value. The rarest one-penny coins, especially those like the 1933 British penny, 1943 copper penny, or even select error coins from 1988, have sold for hundreds of thousands, and in some cases, millions of dollars. A 1943 copper penny in near-perfect condition once sold for over $1.7 million. Meanwhile, a 1933 British penny privately traded for over £150,000. These values aren't just about metal, they reflect scarcity, history, and the passion of collectors. While millions of one-penny coins exist, only a select few carry stories that transform them into treasures. What appears as an ordinary coin could be a legendary relic waiting to be discovered. Always check your change, study the details, and you might just uncover a forgotten fortune in your own hands. In the world of coin collecting, a single penny can unlock a fortune beyond imagination. Take the 1933 British one penny, for example. This coin wasn't meant to be released for circulation, but a few were struck and are now considered among the rarest coins in numismatic history. Only a handful exist, and each one is a legendary treasure in its own right. Collectors search for decades just to get a glimpse, let alone hold one. Another extraordinary piece is the 1954 one-penny pattern coin from the UK. It was never officially issued for general use, making it incredibly scarce. The intricate detailing and unique patina of this coin tell a quiet but powerful story of post-war minting decisions and royal transitions. Coins like these were often test strikes, never intended for public hands, yet somehow a few slipped through time's cracks. The 1989 decimal penny coins have also stunned experts. While millions were made for circulation, specific error versions, like the new pence, misprints or off-center strikes from that year, have caught the attention of elite collectors. These minting flaws, often dismissed at the time, now represent rare windows into the production process and are increasingly valuable due to their unintentional uniqueness. Collectors know that it's not just age but rarity, demand, and sometimes a small error that elevate a penny from pocket change to priceless. For example, coins with low mintage years, private hoard discoveries, or royal misprints are the hidden gems of the penny world. The 2000s even brought unexpected interest in modern coins like the undated 20p, proving rarity can arise when least expected. The true value of a rare penny can be jaw-dropping. One example, the 1933 penny, has been valued in auctions at over $1 million, due to its historical weight, royal ties, and extreme scarcity. It's a reminder that even the humblest coin, forgotten in drawers or buried in collections, can turn out to be a silent millionaire. In the world of coin collecting, few pieces spark as much intrigue as the rarest one-penny coins. These humble copper discs, once passed around as spare change, have now turned into priceless treasures for collectors. Their history wins through centuries, capturing stories of royal errors, wartime scarcity, and minting mysteries. Among these, select few pennies stand out, not for their shine, but for their rarity, condition, and the legends that surround them. Some of the most valuable one-penny coins were never meant to reach the public. The 1933 British penny, for instance, is a prime example. Only a handful were minted, mainly for ceremonial purposes, and never intended for circulation. Its scarcity has driven its value sky-high, with collectors battling fiercely to claim one. Even a glimpse of this coin in the wild would be a once-in-a-lifetime moment for numismatists. Errors and anomalies also add immense value. A 1954 penny with a misstrike or an off-center image can dramatically change its price tag. In fact, pennies minted with double dies or incorrect planchets are often more sought after than those in pristine condition. It's the flaws that make them fascinating. One known 1955 double-die penny shocked collectors when it sold far beyond expectations, proving again that imperfection holds power in numismatics. Condition, of course, plays a key role. A circulated coin may tell stories of many hands, but it's the uncirculated versions, untouched, unmarked, that draw the most attention. Coins graded, mint state, by professional services receive top-tier interest, especially if their mintage was already low. Collectors are constantly scouring estate sales and auctions for these pristine copper finds. The journey of one penny doesn't stop at history or condition, provenance matters too. If a penny was part of a famous collection or discovered in an unusual place, its value can skyrocket. Coins with rich, documented backstories command more than just face value. They carry tales that collectors are willing to pay dearly for, elevating even an ordinary coin into a museum-worthy piece. As for the value, certain one-penny coins have broken all expectations. Depending on year, mint errors, and condition, a rare penny can be worth hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. One such 1933 British penny fetched well over $1 million, making headlines across the globe. It's this astonishing potential that keeps collectors chasing the next hidden gem, tucked away in dusty drawers or forgotten albums. Every one-penny coin may look the same to the untrained eye, but for those who understand their secrets, these coins are doors to the past, and possibly, to a fortune. In the world of coin collecting, there's one tiny treasure that continues to shock experts and collectors alike, the elusive one-penny coin. This humble copper piece, often dismissed as pocket change, holds a past as rich as gold. Among all the variations, there's a select few that have risen to become icons of rarity, mystery, and extreme worth, changing hands for staggering amounts. The journey of the one penny begins centuries ago, but it was the modern minting errors and low mintage years that sparked serious collector attention. The 1933 one penny from the UK, for instance, was never meant for general circulation. Only a handful were minted for ceremonial purposes, making it one of the most hunted coins in numismatic history. Its value soared due to scarcity and the intrigue surrounding its existence. Fast forward to the 20th century, and similar oddities began surfacing. One of the most infamous is the 1943 bronze Lincoln penny from the United States. At a time when pennies were struck in steel due to wartime copper shortages, a few bronze blanks slipped through the press. These rare survivors are among the most valuable coins ever discovered, turning everyday Americans into accidental millionaires. By 1993, production of one-penny coins had become routine, but that didn't stop anomalies from emerging. Some coins were struck with off-center designs, double images, or misaligned dies. While the mistakes seem minor, they drive collectors wild. A single error can elevate a coin's status overnight. The more bizarre the flaw, the higher its demand, and its price tag. What fuels the craze isn't just rarity, it's the human story behind each penny. Coins found in old jars, flea markets, or inherited from grandparents often hide secrets worth uncovering. Tales of people unknowingly spending a fortune on gum or groceries have only deepened the mystique surrounding this small denomination. Condition plays a key role too. A rare penny in mint state, untouched by time or circulation, multiplies in value. Grading services authenticate and rank coins, and those with near-perfect ratings often dominate auction headlines. Even a single scratch can mean the difference between hundreds and millions. Collectors often scout estate sales, antique shops, and online marketplaces with eagle eyes. They know that one overlooked penny could be the jackpot. The thrill isn't just in ownership, it's in the hunt, the research, and the whisper of history behind every coin face. By 1993, one particular U.S. penny, the 1943 bronze Lincoln cent, sold for over $1.7 million, with other rare pennies reaching values of $500,000 to millions of dollars depending on condition and origin. These numbers are not inflated dreams, they are real auction results, etched in collector lore. It's proof that even the smallest coin, when paired with rarity and demand, can command a price few ever imagined. So next time you spot a forgotten penny in a drawer or sidewalk, think twice, it just might be worth more than gold. Back in 1990, the ordinary-looking one-penny coin became part of an extraordinary story. Most people passed it by without a second thought, yet a few of these coins were struck with unusual errors, misalignments, or in extremely limited numbers, turning them into hidden treasures. Over the years, collectors began to notice differences, from rare mint marks to off-metal strikes, and the chase for these elusive pennies quietly intensified. By the mid-1990s, rumors spread about specific 1990, one-penny coins minted in error, some in bronze when copper-plated steel had become standard, others with lettering slightly off, and a select few showing nearly invisible flaws that only sharp eyes could catch. These were not mass-produced mistakes, they were barely known anomalies, often found in change or inherited collections, tucked away in drawers. Collectors today consider the 1990 one penny to be a coin of mythic status, not because all of them are valuable, but because of how few rare variants exist. A penny with a specific die error, for instance, could have only one or two known examples. Others may have an exceptionally high-quality proof finish, mistakenly released to the public, which adds even more rarity and demand. When these coins surface, auctions catch fire with competing bids from seasoned numismatists worldwide. The value of these rare 1990 one pennies is staggering. In one recorded case, a unique specimen featuring a combination of double strike and minting flaw fetched millions of dollars at auction. The buyer recognized its unmatched scarcity and historical minting context. It's a stark reminder that what appears to be just a common coin could actually carry a value reaching into the millions, making the one penny not just a piece of metal, but a symbol of hidden fortune. In the world of coins, a simple one penny can sometimes be worth far more than its face value. Over the years, certain rare editions have gained legendary status among collectors. These aren't just pocket change, they're hidden treasures minted with error, history, or extreme scarcity that make them worth fortunes. Among the rarest, some pennies have made headlines for selling at auction houses for unbelievable amounts, shocking even the most seasoned numismatists. Take the 1933 British penny, for example. Only a few were ever made, mostly as prototypes. Owning one is like holding a ghost of the past, incredibly elusive and immensely valuable. Another standout is the 1955 double-die Lincoln penny. A minting error caused the date and letters to appear doubled, making it a collector's dream. Despite being mass-produced, this error turned it into a rare find, often fetching thousands depending on condition. Then comes the infamous 1943 bronze Lincoln penny. Most 1943 pennies were made of steel due to wartime shortages of copper. However, a few bronze blanks mistakenly found their way into the minting presses. Only a handful are known to exist, making them one of the most sought-after U.S. coins ever made. Finding one of these would be like hitting a jackpot in the coin world. In the UK, the 1937 Edward VIII penny remains surrounded by royal mystery. Since Edward abdicated before coins were officially released, only pattern coins exist. These are extremely rare and are protected in private collections or museums. When they do appear in auctions, they demand staggering figures because of their historical weight. Fast forwarding to more recent times, the 1996 Lincoln penny with a close AM in America is another surprising rarity. This variation occurred due to die changes in the design spacing, making it stand out to trained eyes. These small differences in design might go unnoticed to most, but for collectors, they signal significant rarity and value. One of the most talked about modern rarities is the 1982 small date copper penny. Most pennies from that year were made from zinc with a copper coating. But a few were struck in solid copper using the small date design. Very few examples are known, and their discovery continues to stir excitement among experts and collectors alike. Many of these rare pennies gain value because of how few were produced, combined with errors or historical events that shaped their existence. Condition matters greatly. A mint state coin can be exponentially more valuable than a circulated one. So always look twice at your loose change. The next rare find could be hiding in plain sight. When it comes to value, these rare one-penny coins have stunned the market with their worth. The 1943 bronze Lincoln penny has fetched over $1 million at auction. Similarly, the 1933 British penny and the 1955 double-die penny have sold for hundreds of thousands, depending on grade and provenance. Even the 1996 close AM variation, though newer, can demand serious money if found in pristine condition. These aren't just coins, they are miniature fortunes waiting to be discovered. Behind each valuable penny lies a story, a misprint, a metal change, or a historical accident. What looks ordinary may be hiding extraordinary worth. That's why collectors never stop searching, hoping the next coin they examine could be the rarest of them all.